Namaskar. I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to a live and interactive session on virtual labs. You are watching us live on PM eVidya channels 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube handle NCERT official. This session is specifically meant for the students of class 9 and the subject that we are taking up today is English. Under this subject and under virtual labs, we are going to have a demonstration of simulation on reported speech in the virtual labs session today. Now, what is reported speech? I've heard of direct, indirect, but have no clue about reported speech. Is it similar or there is some difference? And of course, how virtual labs can be used effectively to learn languages? That's a bigger question. So we'll be deliberating on all these aspects, on all these questions in today's session. And if you have questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. You can take down our phone number, which is 8800440559. We also have an email ID for you, that is diksha.training@ciet.nic.in, and you can always send us your questions, suggestions and feedback on our YouTube handle NCERT official. Now, before I introduce you all to my guest for the session, it's important to know about virtual labs a bit. We have been telling you about this online application tool or this wonderful platform, but those who have joined us today for the first time, it's important for us to apprise them about this wonderful application called Virtual Labs. So it's an online tool that helps you perform simulations n number of times to get a hold of different concepts and that are related to various subjects. We know that we can perform simulations in real physical laboratories, but when we perform them virtually, so that we get, we go prepared to the physical laboratories, they're performed on virtual labs. And it's not just about science and mathematics. Even you can perform simulations related to social sciences, languages, computer sciences and whatnot. I think you name it and they have the content. But how effectively, languages can be learned through virtual labs, because it's quite unheard of. So let me ask this question to my expert, and you all have to join me in welcoming my guest for the session, Dr. Amit Ranjan, Assistant Professor from CIET NCERT New Delhi. Sir, namaskar, a very warm welcome.
Namaskar. Thank you very much.
Now, sir, we know that virtual labs, they help us perform simulations n number of times. Of course, it serves the purpose of inclusivity, and we have no dearth of time and resources here. It's very cost effective. Now, learning a language, through simulations has been unheard of, because I can imagine practicing science and mathematics, but not languages. So tell me how languages can be learned effectively through virtual labs.
Sure. So, it's pretty common now. Lots of apps through which you learn languages on your mobile even. You don't even need to go to a portal like Duolingo, etc.
Yeah.
Because technology is growing exponentially, but like I've maintained before, there is no substitute for real-time learning.
Yeah.
In classroom, with peers, with friends. This is an extra. This is for self-practice, and the advantage of a virtual lab obviously is that it's available on your screen, so you can do it anytime that you feel like.
Yeah.
And also that virtual labs are learning to be adaptive, which means that the kind of mistakes that you make, it makes a log of that. Machine understands what your weak areas are and gives you exercises accordingly, and you can improve on your areas of weakness. Having said that, however, like I said, there's no substitute to actually talking to a person who knows the language, and that's when you practice with somebody who is knowledgeable, who's a native speaker, that's when you learn best. And also, of course, a lot of reading good books is what gives you a hold of a language, because language after all is metaphorical. Whatever we say is largely in metaphor, so it's only through reading good books that one learns language well.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because I have myself, whatever little I have learned, it's because of reading a lot of books. And as you mentioned correctly, that virtual labs are no replacement for real physical laboratories, no replacement for teachers, but just an add-on, and it's making a job really easy. Now, coming to a topic today, which is demonstration of simulation on reported speech. I've heard of direct and indirect speech. What is reported speech?
The same thing.
Same thing.
Direct speech.
Direct speech, okay.
So reported speech is as the word suggests what you report.
Okay.
जो हम report करते हैं वो reported speech है, but it means that the reporting is objective and exact.
Okay.
So like you just said, what is reported speech? So I would say she said, she asked, what is reported speech? That is reported speech.
Okay.
Right? And indirect speech is when that is converted into a run-on sentence, when we remove the inverted commas, when we remove the direct quotes, but keep every element of that speech in it and report it indirectly.
You mean to say when we are quoting somebody, it's reported speech or direct
quoting
speech?
directly,
Quoting directly.
where every single word is kept as it is,
As
that
it
is
is.
reported speech. Indirect speech is when you retain all elements of it. It's not a précis, mind you. It's the exact thing, but it's said as indirectly.
So can I learn about all these theoretical aspects through virtual lab as well?
Absolutely. So let us have a look at.
So let's see where we can access virtual labs, and is it important to sign up?
Yes, you will have to sign up. So go to diksha.gov.in, and this is what you get: One Nation, One Digital Platform.
Okay.
Go down it, the focus areas of Diksha. You see these tabs here. The number 4 is virtual lab. Go there.
Okay.
Today we are doing it for class 9, so we go to grade 9, we go to English medium, and we go to English.
And do we have content only for the English subject, or we have for Hindi as well?
We have for Hindi as well for a few classes. I think for class 6, 7, 8, 9 we have Hindi as well, so you can explore
Okay.
under that tab.
Right.
All right, so here we have to sign in. I'm already signed in with Google here, so I'll use that.
And anybody can sign up for this? It's
Using
free of
your
cost.
Google account, yeah,
Okay.
or you can create an account.
Right.
Right. So this is class 9, which has subject verb agreement, which we have already done. You have to understand that basically reported speech and converting to indirect speech is also a matter of subject verb agreement. Basically you have to make the verb agree with the subject.
Okay.
Which is what we have already done in case of numbers largely and adjectives. That we'll see that it's an extension of the same idea.
Okay.
So let's see this reported speech activity. Right.
Yeah. So now we can see that there's theory, there's procedure, we have simulations and self-evaluation part as well. And you were talking about reading, so we have some reference material also.
Yes, there's all of it except that the website is a little slow.
And we keep on telling our viewers that whenever you want to use the virtual labs, make sure that you have stable internet connection so that you can access all the features. So it's quite cost effective. All you need is an IoT device and
there
stable
we
internet.
have it.
Right. So now the page is almost ready.
Okay. So let's look at the theory part of it, which is a lot of stuff given over here, which you should read carefully, but it's always better to read from a proper grammar book like Wren and Martin. But we'll cover some of the rules over here. And if you understand it conceptually, it'll become very easy.
Okay.
So like I said, it's basically the idea is subject verb agreement, which again may sound a little esoteric for those who have not attended the session earlier on subject verb agreement, but basically the verb has to be in consonance with the subject. The number of the verb should be the number of the and the tense should be the same. So for example, we say I go and not I goes or he goes, where the verb go has a form which agrees with the subject.
But there's a lot of confusion whether to use shall or will with I.
Future tense, I shall go, I will go. They are used in different kinds of senses, depends on the context.
Okay.
So just to go through the definitions quickly, direct speech, like we've already discussed, we convey the message of the speaker in his own actual words without any change to another person. So,
Right.
exactly as the other person has said.
Okay.
And in indirect speech, we convey the message of the speaker in our own words to another person. So, the content remains exactly the same, but in our own words.
Okay.
So, for example, she said, I am going. This is reported speech, this is direct speech. When we have to convert it to indirect speech, it would, what would it become?
Indirect speech. She said she'll be going.
No.
Okay, then?
So, once again, subject verb agreement. The thing is happening in the past. She said, I am going. So, this event has already happened. उसने कह दिया है. She said, I am going. So, when we do it to an indirect speech, then the verb will have to agree with the subject and the original verb. She said that she was going.
Oh, okay.
Because this event has already happened, she has said it. And so, when we report it as indirect speech, it will become she said that she was going.
Okay.
So, once you understand it conceptually, it becomes very easy. Otherwise, you will have to follow these set of rules, which is a lot to learn. So, it is best to understand conceptually, but just to run through them. So, what do you do? First, you remove the comma and the inverted commas. She said, I am going. So, you remove the comma and the inverted commas. Then you changed, then you put a that. Why that? She said that. No? That is a connector which will tell you what has happened. What? The answer of what is that.
Right.
She said what? She said that.
She said that.
And then that includes the rest of the sentence.
Okay.
So, put that between the reporting and the reported speeches. Change the first letter into small letter except for I. So, this is getting really into the nitty gritty. So, she said I am going, she said that she was going. So, the I becomes she.
Yes.
The
Because it's
verb has to agree with the subject over here. Change the pronoun of the direct speech according to the rules described in table 2. There is a table later on, and so on. Okay. So, rules for changing direct into indirect speech. The past is often used when it is uncertain if the statement is true or when we are reporting objectively. So, don't pay heed to the statement is true or not, but the whole point is we are reporting everything objectively. Nothing changes.
Okay.
Whatever is said, all of it is retained while we are giving the information. So, rule number 1 is present tenses in direct speeches are changed into past tense.
okay.
If the reporting or principal verb is in the past tense, like I said, the event has already happened.
Yeah.
She said. If it was she says, I am in 10th class, for example, then it's happening now. Which means that she often says, whenever you meet her and ask her, what class are you in? She says, I am in the 10th class. So, this is something which is called the simple present, which often happens.
Okay.
So, then it will not change to past, then it will be she says that she studies in class 10th.
Okay.
Right? So, you have to take care of the first verb in what tense it is, past, present or future.
Okay.
Okay. Second rule, do not change tense of reported speech in indirect speech sentence. If in direct speech you find say, says or will say, like I just said, if it's present or future, you do not change the tense inside the quotes. And so on. Do not change the tense if direct speech, the words within quotation marks of a universal truth or habitual action. For example, the sun rises in the east. Now, scientifically we know that that's not exactly true. It could be southeast, southeast, east for different geographical locations at different times of the year. But we generally know that east is the direction in which the sun rises. So, this is a universal truth. It does not change for anywhere in the world.
Okay.
So, even if it was she said the sun rises in the east, the indirect speech, what would it become?
She said that sun rises in the east.
Yes.
Because you're not changing it.
Yeah, because sun always rises in the east, so that part will not change into past as well. So, this is the only exception
Oh, okay.
where the tense will not change, where
Right.
it's a habitual action or universal truth.
Okay.
or the reporting verb is in the present tense. We have already seen this. When there are two sentences combined with the help of a conjunction and both sentences have got different tenses, then change the tenses of both sentences according to the rules. So, if there are two sentences, then we will have to see the subject verb agreement carefully and change it.
Okay.
Okay. Third part is words expressing nearness in time or places are generally changed into words expressing distance. So, this is also you have to understand conceptually, then it will become very easy. So, like she said I am going becomes she said that she was going, because it has already happened.
Yes.
Similarly, whenever it is in the past, what is here is also distant, because it has already happened.
Yes.
So, the distance will reflect in space as well.
Okay.
So, she said I am going here, I am going to be here. She said I will arrive here at 6 p.m. So, here also becomes there, because this has already happened.
Okay.
So, this here is there for the past tense. She said that she would be there at 6 p.m. and not she said that she would be here at 6 p.m. because this here does not exist. It has already happened, so it is there.
Okay.
Similarly, today becomes that day. She said I will come today. She said that she would come that day. Okay. This morning becomes that morning, yesterday becomes the day before, tomorrow becomes the next day, next week becomes the following week, next month the following month, now becomes then. This is the key thing, that all now will become then, because the now we are speaking is now, but if somebody is talking about their now in the past, that now is not here, it is then.
Okay.
It has already happened.
Yes.
So, that is what you have to keep in mind conceptually, so then you do not have to mug up the entire
I was about to ask, do I need to cram all these things?
No, you just have to understand it conceptually,
that
whatever has happened is distant both in time and space. It is a ghost. It is a ghost.
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what is this is that in the past. It's very easy to understand. This doesn't exist any longer. I have said this, 5 minutes later it is that. It's no longer this. This is what is happening right now.
Okay.
A little philosophical, but one also has to understand that language
maybe
is
I'll cram it, but once I start practicing, you know, I will understand it better.
You don't need to cram it.
Okay.
Once you understand the concept mostly about the past, that what has happened is distant.
Okay.
So you just need to replace the words of distance. These becomes those, hither becomes thither, hence becomes thence, come becomes go. Okay. And change in pronouns. The pronouns will also agree with the first subject.
Okay.
She says, I am in 10th class. She says what? She says that. What is that? She says that she
is in 10th class.
She is in 10th class, exactly. The second person of the reported speech changes according to the object of the reporting speech. He says to them, you have completed your job. So, he is telling them about them.
Okay.
So, the you corresponds to them, not to him. So, he tells them, and says will become tells.
Okay.
He tells them that they have completed their job. And again the subject verb agreement, you have completed your jobs, they will become their in the second part of the sentence.
I think I need to read this entire thing before I practice simulations.
Yeah. You need to read the entire thing and a little bit instinctively, as in we already
you understand the concept, and
we already understand through our knowledge of basic tense. Okay.
So, can we start the simulations now, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I think
the
more we practice, the more we learn.
Through with the rules, and remember with modals is a little tricky. Can would change to could, may would change to might, must changes into had to, and so on. So, the more you practice, of course, the better you will get.
So there's a lot of theory, and request all our viewers that please read it very carefully, understand the concept, so that when you start performing the simulations, you get a
not just
fair
from
idea.
here, but from a good grammar book like
Yes,
Wren and Martin.
Wren and
like I
Martin.
said. Okay,
So let's go for the simulations now.
let's do the lab part of it.
Yeah.
So there's a tab called lab and there's a tab called self-evaluation. We'll try to finish both.
Okay.
We have about 6 minutes.
Right.
Okay.
And I think we have enough practice material here in the simulations, and how to attempt the simulations, how to perform the simulations, we have procedure part for that as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are, so you do the, I have read the instructions. Convert conversation to reported speech. Okay. So there's conversation between Alan and Ben, as you can see. Alan is saying, why don't you get up, we can go for a long walk. Ben says, if you like, I can go. If you like, you can go. So he refuses to go for a walk, and Alan says, why are you not well? Now we have to convert this to reported speech, which is we have to report what happened.
Right.
Alan, try. So there's two options, said or suggested.
Alan suggested.
Alan suggested to Ben. So said would become suggested. So you also have to understand that in indirect or reported speech, we use these kind of words to emphasize what is happening. So suggested is a better verb over here.
Okay.
Alan suggested to Ben to get up and they could go for a long walk. Ben asked or told him curtly. Which one?
Told him.
Told him curtly. If he likes
Curtly, that.
If he likes, liked.
If he likes.
Well, it's all in the past. So it will be past.
Yeah. So what are the two options?
Likes, liked. So we'll
If
go
he
with liked. He could go. Alan said, inquired whether he was not well.
Inquired.
Inquired because it's a verb of asking. Now let's see what happened. Congratulations.
So I
You
understood.
solved this. Yes, very
The
well.
theory part. Okay.
Let's
next.
try the next one. So it's conversation between a traveler and a peasant. Can you tell me the way to the nearest inn? The peasant says yes. Do you want one in which you can spend the night? The traveler says no, I only want a meal. Okay. So the traveler asked the peasant that if he could tell him the way to the nearest inn.
If he could tell him.
If. So when it's a question, it will always be if or whether.
Okay.
Whether as in WHETHER.
Yeah.
The peasant said, replied. Which one?
Replied.
Replied, because he's obviously replying. If that he can, could be.
He could.
Very good. And asked whether the traveler wants one in which he could spend the night.
Wanted.
Wanted because it's in the past tense. The traveler answered that he did not wish to stay there but only wanted a meal.
Yeah.
I hope that's all correct. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Scored well.
Okay. So we have a couple of minutes left.
Yes.
So we'll do one more.
Okay.
And then we'll do the self-evaluation quickly. There's a conversation between customer and shopkeeper. The bread I bought yesterday had too much baking powder in it. That's because we serve only people who wish to rise and shine. So it's a joke because baking powder is used to clean up utensils as well. So he's saying that we add extra baking powder so that you can shine like utensils.
Baking powder or baking soda?
Well, baking joke is on baking powder over here.
Okay.
A customer walked into a shop and complained if that the bread he had bought.
He bought.
Well, I think it should be had bought.
Okay.
But let's go with bought. Okay. Had bought because it's in the past and he's reporting a past activity, past within past.
Okay.
So it will be past participle, but okay, let's do had bought to save time. Yesterday, the previous day, the day before.
The previous day.
The previous day. had too much baking powder. The man at the shop told him
That.
if that was because they, us only served those people.
Because they, we, they.
They.
Yeah.
It's in reported speech. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Nice. You know, while you were making us learn the theory, I was finding it quite difficult. But now that I'm practicing, it's quite easy.
If we have a couple of minutes, we can also run through self-evaluation.
Absolutely.
There's just 5 questions in it.
Okay.
So we'll at the end. This is a very good exercise to see that you've got the gist.
True.
He said to the interviewer, "Could you please repeat the question?" He requested the interviewer if he could repeat the question. He requested the interviewer if he could repeat the question. He requested the interviewer to repeat the question. He requested the interviewer to please repeat the question.
Is it A option, first option?
He requested the interviewer if he could.
No, it's please will not come.
Because request is request
Already
covers
you
up
are
for
requesting,
please.
yeah.
So actually, as you can see, it's B, which should be the correct answer.
He requested
There's
the
a typo here, which
Yeah.
is the interviewer
If
has
he
been
could repeat the
repeated
question.
twice.
Yeah.
Which is, you see, machines can also go wrong at times. So
That's
here
why I
it
got
has.
confused. But then I thought
And-
that please cannot come.
And be careful with AI, because AI lies a lot, and
Yes.
this is something, this is not AI, of course, this is virtual lab. But while working with AI tools, and this is, I'll take this opportunity to say
But you get
that.
such question examination which confuse you.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Okay, let's
and
go ahead.
She said to him, "Why don't you go today?" She asked him why he did not go today. She said to him why he don't go that day. She asked him why he did not go that day. She asked him not to go that day.
I think option C, she asked him why he did not go that day.
She asked him why he did not go that day. Okay.
Because today will become that day. I'm going by the rule book.
So
But I think even first one is also fine.
no, because today will become that day, of course.
Okay.
He said, "Why didn't you send your application to me?" He inquired why I had not sent my application to him. He inquired why I did not send my application to him. He inquired why I had not sent my application to him. He inquired why did I not send my application to him.
I think it's last option. He inquired why didn't I send my application to him?
No.
No?
He inquired why I had not. So, in reported speech, it will never be in the form of the question.
Okay.
The form always has to change. He inquired why I had not
Okay.
sent my application.
Option 1 you're saying. All right.
Not why had I not, also why I had not. This is a thing to mark.
Okay.
What did you see at the South Pole? Ashok asked Anil. Ashok asked Anil
What did he see at the South Pole?
if he saw anything at the South Pole, that he saw anything at the South Pole, what he had seen at the South Pole.
I think first Ashok asked Anil
Once
what did
again,
he...
you're making the same mistake as the previous one. So remember why I had not sent my application. So the last one, Ashok asked Anil what he had seen.
What he had seen at the South Pole. Okay.
Socrates said, "Virtue is its own reward." Socrates was a great philosopher. Socrates said, "Virtue is its own reward." Socrates says that virtue is its own reward. Socrates said that virtue had its own reward. Socrates said that virtue.
It's the first one. It's the universal truth.
Universal truth, not the last one, where if you follow the normal rules, it should become virtue was its own reward. Okay, let's see. Wonderful, got it all right.
No,
So-
I didn't. But we collaborated
But
on
yes.
it. But anyway, I'm learning. I'm a student. I'm allowed to make mistakes, and that's why virtual labs are
Absolutely,
here.
that's the whole point. And the more mistakes you make, the more you will understand which direction you're going wrong in.
Right, sir.
And you will get questions adaptively. We didn't have time to show the adaptive part of it,
Yeah.
but in the lab part, it is adaptive. So, so it's fairly simple, as you can see. Once you understand it conceptually, that the quoted part has to agree with the quoting part, the saying part, you'll be able to get it easily.
Right.
Especially in the past tense, like I said, a distance is created in everything.
Yeah. So I've learned some of the rules, but I need more practice because I want to master direct and indirect speech. But whatever I've learned today, I need to thank my expert for the same. So thank you so much, sir, for your time and contribution to the session.
Thank you very
Viewers, today in this session of Virtual Lab, we learned about demonstration of simulation on reported speech. And tomorrow we are going to bring yet another interesting topic for you. That's going to be demonstration of simulation on volume of a sphere. Yes, it's going to be mathematics. And now we are wrapping up the session over here, and before I exit the studio, it's time for me to share a few more informations. Let's talk about textbooks first. They are available on Amazon, Flipkart and NCERT website. I'm talking about grade 4 and 7, and you can take a quick look now at the schedule, what's all coming ahead. So we're through with the session on virtual labs. In a short while from now, you can watch our session on inclusive classrooms. It will be related to physics, and we'll be studying about dual nature of radiation and matter. And rest of the programs you can watch on PM eVidya Live. Please do participate and ask questions. And with this as a wrap, this is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you, and will join you soon. Namaskar.